Last week I was watering my plants around my house, and as I watered my Buddha plant, I could barely find my little golden Buddha in amongst all this luscious green growth. This beautiful, really carpet-like growth has absolutely flourished since I planted this just a few short months ago. In fact, I took this greenery from my garden in an area where it was really tiny and wasn't growing well at all. And then I put it into here, and I've sat it in the corner of my office in the sunlight in this beautiful bowl with lots of humidity with my beautiful little Buddha in it. And what it really made me realize is that this growth, which is really thick and lush now, I have to squash it down because it barely fits inside the bowl. It really made me realize that when we have the right conditions, that's when we really, really grow. We either grow or stagnate depending on the conditions that we have. And in order for us to really flourish and shine and be at our brightest in life, we need to have the right conditions for what suits us as the individual that we are. Because what's great conditions for one person may not be right conditions for another. I was talking with a friend about her work conditions, and she was telling me how much she loves her office environment. Every day she goes to work, she puts a bag in a locker, finds a vacant workstation, and then plugs in her laptop to work for the day. She loves the really open plan layout, how she gets to sit with different people every day, and that it's so clean and minimalist. And yet for me, I couldn't think of anything worse. I need real quietude to work in. I love to have my personal objects around me, and I need a really warm, homely, more organic environment to work in. So everyone is different, and what enables us to flourish and shine and be at our best is really different for each of us. So my question to you is, what conditions do you need in order for you to really flourish and grow and be the fullness of who you are? Physically, what conditions do you need in terms of the type of foods that nourish you? The types of exercise that work best for your body type? The amount of sleep you need in order for you to feel really healthy and well and vital and alive? In your home, what conditions do you need in order for you to feel relaxed, to feel comfortable, to feel really well? What lighting do you need? What airflow do you need? What storage do you need? And what colors and mood and atmosphere do you need to create? What amount of spaciousness or containment do you need? What conditions do you need in your work environment and the physical spaces you work in for you to really flourish? What conditions really uplift you and make you feel motivated and inspired and switched on in your work? And in your intimate relationship, what conditions do you need in order for you to really be yourself? To feel good about who you are and for who you are to be able to bring the whole of you to the relationship? Do you need support, freedom, closeness, independence, laughter, play, fun, adventure, respect? Do you need equality, honesty, passion, mental stimulation, emotional connection, or spiritual understanding? What do you really need in order for you to really thrive within your relationship and for you to be at your best? And what type of friendships, hobbies, interests do you need in order for you to really feel happy within yourself and to really shine? What support, fun, challenge, stimulation in your life do you need in order for you to really grow, for you to really flourish like the plant in my beautiful Buddha bowl? For you to not only survive, but for you to actually thrive and for you to live your limitless self. Take a look at every area of your life: your health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, your intimate relationships, your family and social life, your work and career, your finances, your personal growth, and ask yourself, what conditions would I need in this area of my life in order for me to really flourish, for me to be happy and well, for me to really thrive. And then look at what steps you can take to bring more of those conditions into your day-to-day life. For example, maybe you feel you're not as happy as you could be in your work, and that in order for you to really thrive, you need to nourish your creative abilities more. So ask yourself, what could I do to bring that about? Maybe I could have a conversation with my boss to see if I could move into a more creative role. Or maybe I could look at changing jobs or moving into a more creative industry. Or maybe I could do some outside studies to utilize my creative abilities outside of my work and see where I'd like to take my creative skills beyond my work. As you look at your home environment, maybe you realize it isn't supporting you as much as it could. Maybe it's not as peaceful as you'd like. Or you need to be in a lighter, brighter environment. Or the people you're flatting with aren't providing you with the space you need. Or maybe the suburb you're in is too busy or not vibrant enough. So look at what you can do to moving yourself into a living environment or situation where you feel happier, more at ease, more uplifted. Look at what you can do to change things so that it better meets your needs and enables you to really flourish and feel great when you're at home and relaxing and enjoying your life there. Or maybe there's some relationships in your life that really aren't supporting you, that aren't providing the right conditions for you to really be your true self. You know, making the decision to leave my marriage was one of the hardest things I've ever done. And yet I had to take that action because my spirit was really dying within my relationship. It just wasn't the right relationship for me to really flourish and step into the fullness of my being. Like this beautiful green plant here, I was living in a darkened state, like the fern was living in the dark part of my garden before. And the dynamics of my marriage weren't supporting me to be the best person I could be. The conditions just weren't right. For me, it was a matter of either accept the conditions of the relationship and that I would never be able to be my true, full self within my marriage, or else change my relationship conditions and make the choice to leave so I could live the fullness of my being. Had I have stayed in what was for me an unhappy and unfulfilling relationship where I was living a lesser version of myself, there's no way I could be doing what I do now in my life, shining in the ways that I shine, loving life in the way that I do, and be living and sharing the fullness of who I am in the ways that I do in my life and in service in the world. In fact, who I was 10 years ago and who I am today are such different versions of myself, I barely recognize my former self. So whether it be your marriage or family relationships or friendships, look at all of the different relationships in your life with your family, parents, siblings, children, your partner, your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors, your community even, and ask yourself, what conditions do I need to enhance each of these relationships in order for me to really shine and for my magnificent potential to be bright within my life and my world? Maybe you need to have a conversation here or there. Maybe you need to spice things up and add more variety to the things you do together as a family. Maybe you need to have more contact with your social network. Or maybe you need to simply take the pressure off and allow some relationships to simply go wherever they need to go. Either way, remember this, you only have one life. Well, this lifetime at least. And it's up to you to ensure that you plant the seeds of your life in the right conditions so you can really flourish and thrive. Otherwise, you'll still be you, but you won't necessarily get to experience being the all that you've come here to be and that you're capable of experiencing and enjoying and celebrating in being in this lifetime. And that's okay, you can come back and do it all over again if you want, but personally, I'd prefer to squeeze the most juice out of this lifetime and to be the best me I can be and to really allow the fullness of my being to shine bright in my life for all to benefit from and to enjoy. Because when you give yourself permission to be the full, abundant, magnificent you that you truly are, You give others permission to do the same, and then everyone benefits as a result. So shine bright. And if you're not, then look at what conditions you need to change in order for you to do so. Until next time, from my heart to yours, bye for now.